I'm Cindy Abbott Letro. Welcome to Behind the Camera. We are talking with Kevin Callahan, and it seems like yesterday, but it was 4 years ago when Buffalo Filmworks first opened its doors to welcome people to their sound stages, and Kevin Callahan is the president of it. And at that point, Kevin, this was a brand new business for you. And you had gotten this enormous property. You had a dream of creating sound stages where films would be done, and it's come true.
It has. It's grown fairly substantially, obviously, in the last 4 years. We've been busy. COVID slowed us down a little bit, but I think we're back on track and continuing the growth pattern that we saw, both here at Filmworks and then locally as well.
How many films have you done in a year?
The most films I think we've done in a year is probably 4, and that was just before the pandemic.
Okay.
So that's beginning to end. We had, again, with A Quiet Place, there was 4 that year.
Wow. And it was at that point where things were just starting to take off, the pandemic occurred and then it slowed down. But that did give you the opportunity to work on the property itself.
Absolutely. It's very difficult to do construction work and filming at the same time. As you know, the film business is very sound sensitive, and
right.
most of the building and construction we have to do does require noise. So we never slowed down on the construction, and it's been fairly full speed ahead.
Mm-hmm. You know, one thing that's interesting, since you opened, there have been other folks with other businesses that have, also decided to enter the fray, to have their own sound stages. Does that hurt or help you as far as having competition locally?
I think it helps. I think the more Buffalo becomes a center for film production and media production, I think as the mass grows larger, there's more work for everybody. So I would encourage anybody to come here and give it a try.
Well, explain to those folks out there. I would assume most people that are watching this are people that are interested in film. But if they don't know what you need to create a soundstage, why is this place such a good place to have sound stages?
Well, we had the space.
What is it like? I saw on your website it says 120,000 square feet of soundstage space.
Of soundstage space. So yeah, at this point, that's what we had. We were blessed with a large complex with open spans, tall ceilings, and things like that. So
that means no pillars, no center posts. So
yeah.
That's what's good when you're doing a production.
And when you're building your sets and things like that, you can't have obstructions in the sets that they're building. So.
Well, talk to me about, you are opening. You're putting the finishing touches on a new sound stage that I am told will be the longest sound stage in North America. Can that be true?
Absolutely, it is true as far as we can tell, and it's 828 feet long. So it is 2.3 football fields with the end zones intact.
Oh my gosh.
That's how long it is. So it's quite long, and I think it'll give a unique opportunity for somebody that is looking to create inside of a space that large and that long.
For instance, I mean, what would a film company want that kind of space for?
Well, we believe that it's the ability to create inside of a long area like that. So instead of using a back lot where, again, even if you're in LA, you still are weather dependent, here you can do that inside. So
you could have a whole town be built within this space.
Absolutely, an entire Main Street or an entire block or two of Manhattan.
Now, once this is all done, you have now how many sound stages?
That'll be 4.
That'll be 4 that are here, and there are varying sizes. What's next?
The next will be our office space. We have 17,000 square feet of office space here in an existing building that we'll be rehabbing next, and then that'll be everything we're doing here on the complex.
What makes this place attractive for a film company when they come? What is it that you provide? What are the amenities, I guess?
Well, we provide basically an empty shell for them to create whatever they need. So they have all the electric here, they have HVAC, they have a controlled environment from sound to humidity to everything else, where they can create what they want to create inside of our spaces and stages.
You know, it was funny, 4 years ago when we talked, this was really something that you were really learning the business at that point. You didn't have a background in film.
Certainly not.
What are some of the things that you've learned in that 4 years?
Well, I think the most important thing for everybody to understand is just the amount of men and women that it takes to create these productions, and you know, the economic impact that this industry has. It's real, and it makes a difference in people's lives, and not only just the people that work in the productions themselves, but also the vendors and the suppliers and everybody else that contributes to the film industry here. It is a growing family here in Western New York. I don't know everybody anymore. When we first started, we did, and now it's grown substantially. But the economic impact, I think, is what really people need to understand, and they've seen the growth of it in the last few years, and I think it'll continue to do so. And Western New York will be for the better because of it.
Why do you think it's successful here? Because I just saw, in fact, I think I saw Tim Clark on one of the area news stations. They were talking about a report that had come out of California saying, in fact, that Los Angeles had lost a lot of different, you know, that the film industry was going away from the West Coast and going to places like Buffalo. Of course, New York was one of them, I think Atlanta another. But what makes a Buffalo attractive?
I think a lot of it is a combination of the tax credit that we have here, along with the architecture that's here in town, and also the people and the openness of the government and the individuals and the unions that all work here together to make the production as seamless as possible for the people that come in to make pictures.
What was your business before this?
I was in the demolition business, environmental business for a very long time.
So this is quite a bit different.
People are people, and this is a people business, and if you treat people well, they tend to come back. So that's what we try to do.
Do you find that, in a way, you are giving people sort of a new profession? That you're finding people that are coming here wanting to get involved that maybe had no background, just like you really didn't have a background, but they're learning it and thriving? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you can see, again, the economic impact of the individuals that were here when we first started this, 4 years ago. These were part-time jobs for people. This wasn't the career. They had a regular job, and then when a picture came in, they would take a leave, and they would do this, and then they would go back to their normal job. Now, this is people's job. This is what they do to support their families, their lives.
And as far as, I guess it's sort of probably opened up all kinds of new friendships and new alliances for you that you never had before.
Oh, absolutely. And very different people from all over the country that come in. And as a general rule, everybody's been great. They've really enjoyed Buffalo. And if we get them here, they usually want to come back.
And that is one thing that I've noticed, that the film companies that come in, once they've made a film here, and a lot of it has to do, I think, with the food, too. They happen to like, they like the offerings of the food.
Yes, they do have quite a fondness for the food here. And the nice thing is, too, is that we can usually get them into the local restaurants, where if you're in New York or Atlanta, it's very difficult to get a reservation, where if we make a call, people are usually generally accommodating.
Well, it's great. See, it's a full-service operation here at Buffalo Filmworks. They do reservations as well. Well, Kevin, congratulations. It's funny, I remember 4 years ago, it went by so quickly. Of course, we lost a couple of years with COVID. But it's great to hear about your success. And the next time I come, I'm sure there'll be something else you'll be touting.
We never stop working over here.
Great. Thanks, Kevin, for being with us. And thank you for watching Behind the Camera. We'll see you next time.